Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a candy haul all the way from Poppin Candy in the UK. This is a total coincidence, but today is their 1-year anniversary. I had no idea. I received my package yesterday and planned to film today, and what an awesome happy coincidence. So happy birthday, Poppin Candy. I'm so excited to try your candy mixes for the first time. If you've never heard of them, you've probably been living under a social media rock because they're all over TikTok right now and also Instagram. I don't even remember how I heard of them, maybe Instagram. And in the back of my mind, I was like, okay, I'm gonna put that on the list. That would make a cool video. And then I was scrolling through TikTok one day and I found these cool videos of candy mixes being made. And I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then another day, they popped up again on my FYP and I clicked on the account and realized it was the exact same company, Poppin Candy. So I immediately followed them on TikTok and on Instagram. I will say, for those of us in the US and possibly anywhere else far away from the UK, the shipping is not cheap. It's like $35 if you go over a certain weight. And I went over a certain weight because if I'm going to pay for that shipping from the UK, I might as well go all out. So yeah, I paid $100 for all of this candy. But it's all for the novelty of it, okay? It's not like I'm going to do this all the time and break the bank. This is a special occasion. I just had to try their candy, even though we probably have comparable candy here in the US. Bag one. Looks like they're not labeled, so I'm gonna have to try and remember what I ordered. These are the chocolate rocks. This is the only candy I got on its own. I don't know, for some reason I really wanted to try candy rocks. Ooh, this is heavier because it's a candy mix. I think this one's the Lord of the Rings mix, if I'm not mistaken. This one, ooh, this is probably the one I'm most looking forward to because it's the peach mix. The idea of peach candy just like really excites me. Also, by the way, I'm not a huge candy person. I started craving sour candy last year. Never in my life been a candy person. This is huge for me. Oh, that is a giant gummy snake or whatever that is. Wow. I literally cannot remember what this one is. We'll come back to that. Oh, this one's SpongeBob. Yeah, because I see the little Krabby Patties. And this one can only be one. This is Red Light, Green Light from... Oh my gosh, I just forgot the name of the show. Squid Game? Squid Games? Oh my god. How do I forget the name of one of my favorite shows of 2021? I obviously had to get this mix. They did have a Squid Game mix of its own, but I really wanted the Red Light, Green Light because it has green apples in it. And that sounds amazing. This is actually really cool. It looks like I went outside and collected a bunch of rocks. But I didn't. These are chocolate. I love how they're even, like, completely different in shape. I don't think there's any two in here that look exactly the same. I'm really glad I bought these. So cool. I was actually a rock child growing up. I was constantly collecting rocks and stones that I thought were beautiful, and I still have some of them. I tried to get one that looks a lot like a rock. Like I'm literally about to just eat a rock. Oh. It's really hard. I'm scared. Chocolate. Feels like you're eating a rock. It is hard at first, but once you're chewing, it's not that bad. Definitely don't get these though if you don't like milk chocolate, because it's just thick milk chocolate with a coating that makes it look like a rock. The first mix, which is the one I did not recognize, is the Harry Potter mix. This is what the bag looks like when you take out one of each. So there's still quite a bit of candy left, but it's obviously not as full. So we have the giant serpent. There's only one in this bag. I don't know if it changes from bag to bag, but this one there's only one. So it's just a very long gummy snake, a huge gummy spider, which I do not approve of. We have a galleon, which I'm guessing is just a chocolate coin. One side is a skull and crossbones. The other side is like an ogre of some kind. This is meant to represent a broom. He who must not be named. A free elf. A slimy slug, which just looks like a sour slug possibly. This is butterbeer. These are little witches and wizards. Harry Potter's scar in the shape of a lightning bolt. Golden snitch, which looks like an M&M. Red stone of immortality. Wands. Goblins. And a transfiguring rat, which is also kind of gross. All right, and that is one of everything in the Harry Potter mix. I'm gonna go for the golden snitch first. Oh, it's very hard on the outside. I thought it was chocolate. It's cola, which is very interesting. I've never had cola flavored candy. I don't hate it. It was a very interesting surprise. But just so you know, the golden snitches are not chocolate, they're cola. I'll go for a magic wand next. It smells like a Tootsie Roll. Oh, that's interesting. So the outside coating does have a similar texture to a Tootsie Roll, but the inside is like this sour lemon powder. Another surprise. I was not expecting that. Interesting. Go for a goblin next. Very chewy gummy. I can't tell what flavor he is, but yeah, just a very chewy gummy, like very chewy. How about the red stone of immortality next? Does it smell like anything? It's a lot harder and grittier than I was expecting. Not my favorite. Slightly sour, possibly watermelon flavored, but I was kind of too surprised by how hard it was. It felt like a hard sugar cube. Not my favorite. How about a butterbeer? I wonder if this is actually like root beer flavored. I don't know if it is root beer or something else, but it's definitely meant to be, maybe not cola. It doesn't taste heavily of cola, but something like root beer. And I don't know if the top part is a different flavor, but it did taste slightly different, like a vanilla or a cream or something like that. Let's go for the scar next. I wonder if this is also going to be a similar flavor. Oh, it's sour. It's the kind of sour you get when you get close to the rind of something, like bitter pucker sour. It's not bad, but that's pretty much all I taste is the sourness. Let's go for a slimy slug. They taste just like my favorite sour candy, which is the worms. Go for a little witch next. Another gummy. I actually like that one though. I can't tell what the flavor is, but I do really like that one. It wasn't as, I mean, it's chewy, obviously, it's a gummy, but it wasn't as hard to get into. It had a pleasant flavor. I wish I knew what it was so I could tell you, but I can't tell. Free Elf. Feels like a gummy. Oh. That one didn't have a fruity flavor. It had more of a, like a creamy flavor. I don't know if that's a chocolate. Maybe I should have the second half. Yeah, definitely not some kind of like sour flavor or fruit flavor. Definitely more of a creamy marshmallow kind of flavor. I don't know. It's nice though. It's not like all the other gummies in this mix. All right, let's go for He Who Must Not Be Named. I don't know why I keep smelling them. I can only smell the chocolate on my hands from the chocolate rock. This one is layered on the inside. I don't even know if you'll be able to see that. So it tastes like a berries and cream, which I actually really like. How about a transfiguring rat? A lot of gummies in these mixes, which I'm not complaining about. I can tell they tried to mix them up in terms of flavor. Just a gummy, can't really tell the flavor. Definitely like a fruity kind of flavor. Just a nice gummy. The broom. This feels harder than the other gummies. So my blue and yellow broom. This is slightly gummy. It's easy to bite into though. It's more like a gusher candy without the stuff inside, if that makes any sense. It also kind of has a jelly bean taste. A little softer, but it definitely has a jelly bean taste. I don't know what that means to you. Not even sure what it means to me, but it tastes like a jelly bean to me. Can't taste the flavor, just jelly bean. The galleon, I'm guessing, is just a chocolate covered coin. Yep. It's just a chocolate covered coin. I pretty much know what this is gonna taste like. Good milk chocolate, just like the rock. Probably prefer the rock a little more. I'm not the biggest fan of milk chocolate. I guess you could say it's too rich for me, I think is the right word. The coin is like milk chocolate. The rock is milk chocolate, but a little more mild in my opinion. I don't know. I just prefer the rock. All right, let's get this over with. The giant spider. I don't want to do it. You're gross. Just a gummy. Can't really taste the flavor again. Definitely on the fruitier side. And last but not least, our giant snake. We'll just bite the head off because I don't like snakes. Definitely lemon in there somewhere. It's nice. The bottom is like foamier, more marshmallow, I guess. And the mixture with the more translucent gummier part is nice. Definitely lemon in there somewhere though. I liked that one. What was my favorite? I really liked the flavor of the free elf. That was really interesting. It wasn't like any of the other gummies, which I liked. It stood out. And I also liked the layered berries and cream flavor of He Who Must Not Be Named. This is the Lord of the Rings mix. So we have Aragorn's sword, ale, hobbit feet and hands, Legolas's bow, which reminds me of a banana, Army of Gondor, which looks exactly like the golden snitch in the Harry Potter mix. This one with the foamy yellow bottom is the Eye of Sauron. This one is One Ring to Rule Them All. The green apple represents the Leaves of Lorien brooches. Gandalf the Grey's staff, Army of the Dead, Treebeard and the Ents, the Witch King, Uruk-hai, which is just a devil's face. It looks the exact same as the goblins from the Harry Potter mix. This is Gollum, which is the same as Voldemort from the Harry Potter mix. These ones are hard to tell on the TikTok because that's how I'm finding out the names of them. But basically this group represents the orcs and the trolls. And that is the Lord of the Rings mix. The only candies I'm missing are the ones I never got to begin with. Fell Beast, which looks like a gummy whale. Shelob, the giant spider. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. Shelob. Just a giant gummy spider like the one in the Harry Potter mix. And Gimli, which looks like a little golden marshmallow. We have One Ring to Rule Them All. Sour gummy. I think it's peach. Yeah, I think it's a sour peach gummy. It's good. Then we have Hobbit feet and hands. This one is super interesting. Do you remember back in the day, there were those kinetic, I think that's how you say it, kinetic sand commercials for kids? That's what this is like when you put it in your mouth. Hopefully this isn't TMI. When you're chewing, it feels like it's not even getting wet, and then it just turns to sand. Also, the taste isn't that bad. Fruity, but I can't really distinguish what exactly it is. Next is the ale candy. This is the exact same as the butterbeer candy in the Harry Potter mix. Gollum is the same skull gummy as He Who Must Not Be Named from the Harry Potter mix. Then we have, let me see if I can show you. There are different candies like this. They represent the orcs and the trolls. And they're gummies, but they're not translucent. And I don't actually know if the colored like eyes part is flavored. Pretty standard fruit flavor. Can't really distinguish what it is, but it is pleasant. It's just a little foamier, and also it's pretty tough. Like very chewy. Next thing is the devil, which represents the Uruk-hai. This is the same as the goblins from the Harry Potter mix. The Witch King gummy, I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, this was my favorite from this mix. The reason it's my favorite is because out of all the mixes, it's actually unique. It is a sour cola flavored gummy, which might sound weird to some of you, but I really like it. It's my favorite from this mix, and I think another favorite of mine from all the candy. Next is the Fail Beast, a gummy whale, which I did not get. And then the Eye of Sauron, which is this ring. It is different from the sour gummy that represents the One Ring because it has this like spongy bottom. It's also peach flavored, but it's not sour. It's a pleasant peach taste. Gandalf's gray staff, which is the same as the wand in the Harry Potter mix. One looks lighter and one looks darker, but I'm pretty sure they're the exact same. Then we have the trees. Surprisingly thick and very, very sticky and gummy. The taste is fine, but yeah. It's one of those that like your teeth stick, and I don't really like candies like that. Next is Shelob, the giant spider. I did not get her, but I'll show you the giant spider from the Harry Potter mix. The exact same thing. I did not get the Gimli mallow candy, but I'm assuming it's the exact same as the other mallows in the other mixes, just yellow. Legolas's bow, which reminds me of a banana because it looks like a banana and it is banana flavored. I tend to not like banana flavor. It tastes too artificial, but I have to commend Poppin Candy because this banana flavor is really not bad in my opinion. Like, I would eat it again. Aragorn's sword. I believe this one was watermelon. Sour watermelon flavor. It tastes really good. Sour watermelon is a favorite of mine, but it's another candy that's really sticky to eat. Army of the Dead. It's a surprisingly soft gummy, not super translucent, a little more spongy in the look, but very soft when you bite into it. And I think this is actually strawberry and banana flavor, which I like. The Army of Gondor is the same as the Golden Snitch in the Harry Potter mix. It looks like an M&M with a silver coating, but it's cola flavored. This is the peach mix, which was the mix I was most excited about. I love peaches and peach flavored things. This one is the triple layer peach, which has layers to it. This one is the fizzy peach heart, which has dual colors. This is the mini peach ring. And then we have this one, I think it's just called the peach ring. And it's the exact same as the Eye of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings mix. Peach slice, which is a slice and it's layered. This one is just called the peach and it's colored with red, a little bit of orange and yellow. And this one is a jelly-filled mallow peach. The only candy that wasn't in my bag was the sweet peach hearts. But other than that, this is the peach mix. You have the triple peach hearts, which have that foamy bottom. They're just like the peach rings in here. I actually think these are the exact same. They both have that thicker foamy bottom. Let me see. Very chewy and sticky. Good peach flavor. Now the ring. Yeah, I'm pretty sure they're exactly the same. The heart might be slightly more flavorful, but I did eat them back to back, so yeah. Not a huge difference. I did not like the mallow. The peach filling on the inside is really good. Actually, if I counted it on its own, it's one of my favorites from this mix. The mallow itself is not impressive to me because I don't like marshmallows. And it's just a sweet marshmallow. But that's what the cute little peach looks like. Can you tell I don't want to eat it again? I mean, I have to eat it at some point, I guess. And then we have the mini peach rings, which look exactly like the big rings, but smaller. Those have peach flavor, but definitely more mild. And then we have the peach, which is supposed to look kind of like a little mini dried piece of peach. And I believe these were my favorite because they had the strongest peach flavor, if I'm remembering correctly. It has a good peach flavor, but I will say it reminds me of a piece of dried apricot. And maybe that's because dried apricot and peaches have a similar taste. But I like it. Like, I don't know. I love dried apricot. If you like dried apricot, you're gonna like this. Peach slices, I believe, is the only other thing because I did not get the sweet peach hearts. Yeah. Oh, there is one more thing. So peach slices. Good peach flavor. And I forgot. The fizzy peach hearts. This one disappointed me because I was expecting it to be fizzy on my tongue. And it just tastes like another peach gummy. I didn't get why it was any different from the other billion peach hearts in this bag. Alrighty, that was the peach mix. I feel like I should take a bite of this. I'm sorry, it looks disgusting, but that's the inside where the peach filling is. The peach filling is so good. This is the SpongeBob mix. Alright, who lives in a pineapple under the sea. Sorry, this is half eaten, but there was only one in my mix. So I had to use the one I used for the taste test. Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants. This yellow cube is the exact same as the red stone of immortality from the Harry Potter mix. Flats the flounder, which looks like a watermelon slice. Plankton, which also looks watermelon flavored. Poor Peach the whale. Yes, her head is bitten off. I had to use, once again, the one I used for the taste test because this one and this one were the only ones in the mix. But this is just a big gummy whale, and you can still tell. This is Squidward, Gary the snail, Patrick Star, of course. This is such a bummer. The original Krabby Patty I showed and tasted had all the layers in it. It was perfect, but I gotta use what I have. Krabby Patty, kelp juice, and I laid out a couple so you could see their bottles. And this is Mr. Krabs. That is the SpongeBob mix. First up is the pineapple candy, which is pineapple flavored, which I love because it's different from a lot of the other mixes. I don't think there's one other pineapple flavored thing. Definitely an artificial pineapple taste, but it is pleasant. It's not bad. The only thing about it, it's not a translucent gummy, and it's not super thick, but it's sticky and chewy. Wow. The Under the Sea Mallow. Looks like that. I don't like the mallows, but I actually like this one. I'm not sure what the flavor is, but for some reason it tastes more pleasant to me than the other ones. Krabby Patty. Do I even have a Krabby Patty left? Here we go. It doesn't have all the layers, unfortunately, but it's fun for the novelty of it because it's a Krabby Patty. It's a standard fruity gummy. It's good, but it is very chewy. SpongeBob. God, guys, I don't think I'm going to eat this one. I don't know. Yellow cube. This is the same as the Redstone of Immortality from the Harry Potter mix. It's a hard sugar cube. That's what this is. I don't like it. It is pineapple flavored, which is pleasant, but it's like a gritty sugar cube on the outside, and it's hard, and you have to break it down. And then when you get to the inside, it doesn't fall apart. It has the smooth texture of poured sugar, which feels like you're breaking through the decorations that you see on Food Network. I just don't like it, and it gets stuck in your teeth. No. Patrick Star Gummy. I have a little one here, and if I'm remembering correctly, it's like a berries and cream flavor, or like strawberry and vanilla. It's a good one. I'm thinking strawberry, and it almost, because of that berries and cream kind of thing, it's reminiscent of a strawberry milkshake. I like that one. Gary the Snail. Do I have a half-eaten Gary the Snail here? I'm sorry, guys. Okay. It's the same layered berries and cream kind of candy, like the skull. Squidward. Do I have? Oh, I have a little head. Sorry. Squidward is very sour. I can't even tell if it's lemon or something else because the taste is just sour. But I will say he's very soft. He's spongy, but he's soft to bite into, not sticky at all, which I like. Plankton is this guy here, watermelon flavored. It's like biting into a thick stick of watermelon gum. And it's, once again, not for me. I'll take a little bite for you guys. It feels wrong. It feels like I'm eating the gum, not chewing it. It's just, it's weird. Mr. Krabs is another gummy. Here he is. I have his legs. Good sour gummy. What does that taste? It's hard to tell because it's pretty sour. Just a good standard sour gummy. Pearl the whale. Only have one of her because she's so big. I'll just take a little bite off the tail. It's a pleasant gummy to eat, but it doesn't really have a distinguishable flavor, and it's not sour. The little kelp juice bottles. It's really hard to distinguish the flavor. They're definitely sour. Not super sour, but sour enough. They're a little chewier. Definitely fruity. Maybe sour strawberry? Last one is Flats the Flounder. watermelon flavored. That's what I remember. Is it sour? Yeah. It tastes just like Aragorn's sword from the Lord of the Rings mix. A good sour watermelon gummy. Actually, not really gummy. It's a little harder than a gummy. I don't know what you call that. Just so you know, there is an actual Squid Game mix. I just really liked this red light, green light mix. If you've seen their social media, you know why. They did a really aggressive TikTok, actually several aggressive TikToks about filling up a container full of this mix. It made me laugh so hard, so I just had to buy this one. Red light, green light, we have mallows or marshmallows. These are exactly like the Under the Sea mallows from the SpongeBob mix. Red light, green light, we have these rings, which are just like the Eye of Sauron from the Lord of the Rings mix and the peach ring from the peach mix. We have these gummy fruits, strawberry and green apple. The apple you've seen in the Lord of the Rings mix. And then red light, green light. We have these sticks. This one was plankton in the SpongeBob mix. The red one is the exact same kind of candy and texture and all of that, except it is strawberries and cream. For the most part, the red side is strawberry and the green side is green apple. The exception is this one right here. This one is watermelon flavored. I'll be honest, might have been my dumbest idea for YouTube. Someone who doesn't love candy buying a bunch of candy for a taste test. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's power through. Red light, marshmallow, very sweet. I really hope green light is more sour. Nope, red light. I don't like these. It's definitely meant to be like a strawberries and cream flavor, which isn't terrible, but it's just so hard. It's like chewing on a hard wad of gum or a huge chunk of gum. I've already had this one. Yep, watermelon gum. Nope, red light. Not bad. It's a layered gummy ring. Another strawberries and cream. I like that version better than the stick. Green light. Same exact thing, just green and green apple flavored. I like the rings, actually. Red light. I think this is meant to be a strawberry. Not bad. Green light. That was the leaves of Lorien brooches from Lord of the Rings. Not bad. Still wish the green apple flavor was a little heavier and a little more tart. I think my favorites from that mix were definitely the rings, and second would be the fruits. We did it. Yay! That was a lot of candy. I respect what Poppin Candy is doing on social media. There were some delicious candies in there. If you're a huge candy fan, more than me, and you live close enough that shipping doesn't cost an arm and a leg, or if you're willing to pay the shipping every once in a while, go for it. They have great mixes. There's definitely something for everyone in there. I will admit, I don't think I got enough of a variety. A lot of mixes had at least one candy in common, a lot of the same types of candy. Maybe I should have looked into more of a mix between like gummies and chocolate. I actually like chocolate more than candy, if you get what I'm saying. So I probably should have bought more of a variety. But I was going more from the heart. Love Lord of the Rings, love Harry Potter, Squid Game, whatever. It is what it is. I'm still glad I did this. I would love to hear in the comments down below what candy and what mix looks the most enticing to you. If you enjoyed this candy unboxing and taste test, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit that red button down below to subscribe and become a member of my YouTube family. Also, click the bell to turn on your notifications. I will see you in my next video. Bye!